You're looking at some pretty cool rocks. They're actually coming to us from a volcano, some of these pieces, and things that you can learn about at the Museum of Nature. Joining us from the Canadian Museum of Nature is Cynthia Iber. Great to have you here on the show.
Thank you.
And I'm learning a lot, especially and kind of getting excited over the holidays as to the things that you can do with the kids and the programs that are going to be available.
Yeah, that's right. So in honor of the New Earth Gallery that just opened last week, and I have to say it's spectacular. It's really exciting, something for everyone. I had a hard time getting my 3-year-old out of the gallery. So we're focusing on volcanoes, which are super exciting, explosive, and fun. So what we're doing is lots of hands-on activities where people can touch and explore real rocks, presentations where we explode volcanoes and show how it all works from the inner core to what comes out the top, and then crafts and fun things for the really little ones.
So I was going to say, you have literally something from every age group and every understanding in terms of reading ability up to kind of being really hands-on.
Right from the stroller all the way up to grandma and grandpa.
Which is awesome to see, and I actually was fascinated learning about some of these rocks themselves. All right, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the glass here?
Sure, well that one's my favorite. That is called snowflake obsidian. So that's what happens when the lava cools super quickly and there's no time for crystals to form. So what you see, the white spots, are actually what would have been crystals if they had taken their time to form, but they didn't.
So that just you have that look, but it's all within this kind of this glassy
It's all
look.
the ingredients of the crystal, but it didn't have enough time to form. So it forms these snowflakes, and we call that snowflake obsidian.
Very cool.
Yeah.
This, I was surprised at the weight of how heavy this piece is right here.
Right, so that one is what people typically think of with lava. That's the lava that kind of oozes down the side of the volcano and cools. And it is very heavy because there's not much air in it. So the difference between all of these rocks has to do with how quickly they cool and how much air is in them. So opposed to the lava that we see there is this one, which is the pumice. And this one is actually so light that this is the only rock that will float.
It is really remarkable. Like, you hand this to me, and I'm figuring it's going to be like a heavy stone, and it is. It's incredibly light, and it all has to do with just the amount of air that's through there.
This is essentially ash that has formed a rock. So if you think about how light ash is, that's what this rock is.
Can you break this? Is it that?
It is quite brittle because there's so much air in it. It's just connected by tiny little bits of rock.
And this would be another example of it, right?
Yeah, this is another sample of pumice, and this one shows those big air pockets inside and why it's so light and why it can float.
This one is the one that's not created from a volcano, but very interesting as well.
Yeah, this is one of the natural phenomenons of the world, and if you're familiar with Ireland and the Giant's Causeway, it's formed of this type of thing. This is basalt columns, and when it pushes up slowly through the earth, it forms these 6-sided columns, which look like they've been carved by someone, giants maybe, but it's actually natural.
So, I mean, and you can see it here if you count, right? You've got the various sides that are very distinct. Yeah. And you were saying too, you were somewhere where it looked like it was like near a waterfall, and these created columns.
My husband and I actually honeymooned in Iceland, another place where there's a lot of volcanic activity, and there's waterfalls that are formed of just walls of these columns that are carved and beautiful.
It's really neat, and there's so much history. There's so many different programs for kids to understand this. So the programs will literally start once the kids are out of school. So everything's starting on the 21st. Is that right?
On the 21st, right through to the 6th of January, every day except Christmas Day. And actually, a special bonus from now until Christmas Eve, kids are half price.
Wow.
So that's a little treat to prepare you to get ready for the holidays.
I think so too, and for people who are looking to do things with the kids while they're out of school over that 2-week break. Thank you so much. Keep in mind, plenty of things going on at the Canadian Museum of Nature, and the new exhibit launched last week, and that one is called?
It's the Earth Gallery. It's
Earth Gallery is what this actually is all called.